Hi, Ben here, and I just thought I'd make this video because I had someone ask this of me the other day, and I get it asked from time to time. Ben, why don't you have a light tunnel or those lights that you can hang from the ceiling in shapes? And I said, well, that's a very, very good question. And I answered it essentially like this. The reason I don't have those sorts of lighting arrangements is mainly what I'm trying to do in here is that I'm trying to correct paint to a very, very high level, and I need to be able to see every single defect within the paintwork. Now, the thing with those lights that hang from the ceiling in shapes and light tunnels is that they are very, very, very effective at lighting an area, at lighting up a car or lighting up, a workshop space. But the one thing they can't do is shine down through or into paintwork. You also cast shadows, and so that makes it very, very difficult when you're correcting paint to be able to see what you're doing. So what happens there, you either have to use a hand light, or what some guys do when I've been to shops in the past with Swissfax, and we've used other shops when we've been on travelling and stuff like that, is that guys will actually embed downlights, high intensity downlights in with their lighting system, like they're in with their tunnel or in with their lighting arrangement hanging from the ceiling. So, because what you're trying to do is, in the old days, right, before lighting technology was a thing, before LED, when you were polishing a car, you'd have to try and guess that you got it under your fluoro light, and then put it outside in the sun. You hope you had a sunny day, and check the car over. Miss the pot? Okay, put it back inside. Do it again, put it outside. Got it, cool. Put it back in again, do the next bit. So what I'm trying to do is replicate the sun first and foremost, so I don't have to do that. So these lights, these high bay lights, are very, very high intensity, much higher intensity than a light tunnel, those lights that hang down in shapes. And I need that because I want the light to go down, hit the base coat, and come back up through the clear. And that way I can see every single little imperfection on the paintwork. With those light tunnels and those tubular lights from the ceiling, I cannot do that. And for what I'm doing here, this works well for me because it keeps it simple. It lights a very big area, and I can stand anywhere within the shop. I've got to put another one here. I can stand anywhere within the shop with two bays that I've got here, and I can correct cars. So it works extremely, extremely well. So I hope that answers the question for you. Because this car, when Matt brought it to me, g'day Matt, good customer. When Matt brought me this car, we thought, this car looks good. It looks red, looks shiny. It's one owner. It's got low kilometres. The guy looked after it, service history, etc., etc. But I didn't have any room on that day, at that very moment when he was here, to be able to put it inside. And so I made the room and got the car inside, and I saw what you can see. And it's not unusual. It's just it just looks like it's been polished a lot, but not just with something really gritty. But these Holden reds and a lot of solid colours like this, which is not a clear over base. This is a colour that is mixed in one and painted in one. So they don't have the integrity that a clear coat based paint does, in terms of it being protected from UV, which is the main killer for paint, is the UV rays basically cooking the paint, and that is the chemicals that are released from the paint during that heating up process when it sits in the sun, coming back up, oozing out of the paint, basically as like a gas or essentially, along without going into the complicated explanation. That's basically what it's doing. And so they call that oxidization, and there's an oxidization layer. But you can usually see that under those light tunnels and stuff like that. That stuff you can see. It's just the stuff that's really quite intense and fine, like these scratches and watermarks and bird droppings and stuff like that, that are much harder to see under a tubular lighting system like those found on a light tunnel or a lighting system hanging from the ceiling. So to give you an idea, in closing, you've seen what this car looks like. This car wasn't quite as bad, but it still needed some work. And I've got a lot of the pearls shining back at me there. So yeah, there you go. So as you can see, there's nothing there. It's clear, it's clean, it's crisp, and that's the sort of thing I'm looking for at all times in this shop, is that. There might be the odd car where we're working to a particular budget and we might leave a little bit on the table, but there's definitely no swirls when we send it out. But we're looking for that 99.9% of the time when we send a car out, or I send a car out. So yeah, that gives you an idea of what we're chasing. So, and yeah, in closing, I have this lighting system because I'm trying to replicate a certain scenario, and that is a showroom or the sun. And these are effectively little suns up there, and are very good at replicating a showroom light, and that's why I run that particular lighting system. So I hope that answers your question, and if you want me to answer any other questions, I'm happy to do Q&A videos from time to time. If you have anything to ask and when I get time, I can do them. But I hope you've enjoyed the video, hope you enjoyed the explanation, and look forward to seeing you again soon.